All right, ladies and gentlemen, this time I want to welcome y'all to Broken Spoke, the last of the true Texas dance halls, and damn sure proud of it.
But anyway, I always had a lot of fun in the dance halls around here. I'd go to this dance with my parents up in Oak Hill, and there was another one way north called the Barn, and I would go to those places with them. I think Death Hall was open back in those days, and Death Hall. But I always had a lot of fun, so I thought, you know, when I get out of the Army, I think it'd be pretty neat if I could just open me up a place of my own. And so I literally, you know, the day I got out of the Army, I came underneath that big old oak tree out there, and I visualized a place like no other. And when I got it built, I named it the Broken Spoke. And here we are today, right here on the world famous Broken Spoke Dance Hall right here. A lot of good things have happened out here. I've had people from all the world that come out here. But it all just basically just started like a neighborhood bar out here. And I started getting these bands that would just play, that pass the hat, and that's what they would get. Sometime I found out it's probably cheaper if I guarantee them like 25 or 30 bucks for the whole band, because if you start buying them all beer, you might end up costing you more money, you know. They drank a lot back in them days, back in the 60s, you know. Well, you know, I've always helped, you know, musicians, and it makes me proud if they play at the Broken Spoke and they go on to bigger and better things, you know. And I tell you what, I was booking Alvin Crow one night, and he told me I'm gonna be a little bit late getting here, but I got a good little band from San Marcos, and they're gonna open up for me because I'm gonna be at a wedding. And the name of the band was Ace in the Hole, and the lead singer was George Strait. So that's how I got to book George Strait for like about 6 years out here. And the same with a lot of the people, you know, Leroy Parnell and Ricky Trevino, this is the first place Ricky Trevino ever played with his full band, was right here at the Broken Spoke. And that story was, he played out here by himself, his daddy was on the soundboard, and his mother booked the bands and sold t-shirts. And so one night Ricky told me, he said, well, you know, he said, next time I play here, I'm gonna have my own band. And so I put in the paper, I said, you know, tonight Ricky Trevino and his brand new band. And he called me up at the house, he said, well, I don't have my band yet. And I said, hell, you got 3 hours, you got plenty of time. You know, so anyway, so he did it. He did get his band together, and that's where he played, was right here the first time. A lot of them, you know, like Bob Wills, you know, I was just so happy that I was able to book Bob Wills when I did. I booked him in 1966 and 67 and 68, and he couldn't have been nicer to me. And I was bartending, and I told the people at the bar, I said, well, I'm gonna be having Bob Wills tonight. And they said, oh yeah, he'll be drunk, and he won't show up, and he'll be late, and you can't depend on him. And they act like they knew all about him, you know. Anyway, Bob Wills opened that front door, and he had his cigar in his mouth, and had his cowboy hat on, his fiddle on his arm, and those guys at the bar just about fell off the bar stool, you know, because they were thinking, you know, they whispered and said, oh, there he is, that's Bob Wills. And so that was really a proud moment for me to go over there and shake his hand, and he couldn't have been nicer to me, and he just told me, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. The Red-Headed Stranger, Willie Nelson, I first booked him in 1967, and it was Willie Nelson and the Record Men. And I booked him for 800 bucks a night. And then when he got so big and popular in the 70s, I couldn't afford his price, you know, which is $10,000 or $20,000, whatever it was. But he would come out, I started booking his daddy, Pop Nelson. And so he'd come in and sit in with Pop every time Pop would play with Jesse Ashlock, who was Bob Wills' first Western swing takeoff fiddle player. Well, that makes you feel good. You know, it's a good heartfelt thing, and it's something I didn't expect, you know, and I didn't know about the Broken Spoke being an honor also, but I really appreciate it, you know. And it's something that you know, it just, like I say, it's a heartfelt experience, and I know my wife will be glad to hear about it, my daughters, and the people that work here.
You gotta dance with who brung you, swing with While you live, love, laugh, have a ball. For tomorrow she'll find you and be right beside you.